Tesla just dropped a bombshell that's shaking the entire EV world: an aluminum-ion battery with a mind-blowing 550-mile range. Faster charging, safer, and built without cobalt or lithium. This isn't hype, this is a revolution hiding in plain sight, and it changes everything you thought you knew about electric cars. Tesla's secret weapon isn't a new vehicle, it's the heart of the future, the battery itself. Don't blink, hit like and subscribe right now, because what's coming next will blow your mind. Batteries were supposed to be the bottleneck. Everyone said it, everyone believed it. The conversation was always about lithium, how to charge it faster, cool it better, stretch its lifespan just a little further. That was the game, that was the race. But while the world was arguing about incremental improvements, something else was happening behind the scenes. Not in public, not in press conferences, inside a sealed soundproof lab in Austin, Texas. Tesla was building something that didn't just challenge the rules, it rewrote them. It didn't start with a breakthrough, it started with a question: why are we still fighting the same old enemy? Lithium degradation, thermal runaway, and delayed discharge. What if the real problem wasn't the battery size or even its chemistry, but the way energy moves inside it? That's where aluminum came in, not as a replacement, but as a redefined high conductivity, abundant, capable of transferring energy almost instantly, without bottlenecking. First it was theoretical, a paper here, a test cell there, but then something snapped into place. Tesla's engineers found a way to crack aluminum's biggest flaw: ion lock. Normally, aluminum ions can't release energy fast enough, but by changing the binding substrate, a proprietary carbon graphene mix laced with atomic scale induction points, they triggered what they call quantum burst discharge. The result: power on demand, no lag, no fade, no chemical choke points. It was like going from dial-up to fiber optic, but for battery discharge, and that changed everything, because now the limiting factor wasn't how long your car could drive, it was how hard it could launch. Suddenly, EVs weren't about endurance, they were about raw, unfiltered power, supercapacitor level output with the storage density of a full pack. And Tesla had it working, not on a prototype bench, but in full-scale modules, hidden under test mules, running laps on closed tracks while everyone else was still chasing lithium shadow. Inside Tesla's high-voltage testing lab, the numbers were never meant to leak, but they did. What they showed wasn't just progress, it was a leap. 7,000 W per kg, a figure 5 times greater than Tesla's own 4,680 lithium-ion cells. That's not a battery anymore. That's a contained explosion, tamed and delivered through software. It tuned pulses fast enough to rival direct fuel injection, and yet cool, stable, repeatable. The new aluminum-ion cells didn't balloon under stress. They didn't need cryogenic cooling. In fact, they performed better as the heat climbed. Most lithium cells degrade above 40 degrees Celsius. By 60 degrees Celsius, they're in thermal runaway danger. These new Tesla cells, they're most efficient at 85 degrees Celsius. Where lithium would die, aluminum thrives. That's because the chemical transfer doesn't rely on thermal activation, it relies on pulse resonance triggered by a new kind of signal controller inside the battery management system. Tesla calls it QBC, quantum burst control. It doesn't just regulate power, it shapes it. Even after 10,000 full cycles, lab reports showed no measurable drop in output, not 1%. Same torque, same launch, same range. That's over 25 years of daily charging with zero fade. And for Tesla, that wasn't a brag, it was a requirement, because the vehicle this battery was going into wasn't a luxury sedan, it wasn't a $120,000 flagship, it was something else entirely. Tesla didn't Just build a new battery. They built a new class of vehicle around it. Something the industry still refuses to believe is real internally. It's referred to as Project Redwood. Publicly, it'll be known as the Model 2. Price under $16,000. Range 550 miles, charge time 5 minutes. That's not marketing. That's what's already been demonstrated at Tesla's closed-door testing events. 5 minutes. From 0 to 100% on a level 4 aluminum capable charger using quantum burst modulation. This isn't a theoretical leap, it's a practical one, and it's scalable. When journalists were quietly invited to ride in the first pre-production Model 2,